Welcome to Insta Chat with the Journalist. My name is Andile, aka the Journalist DJ. And yeah, man, it's another episode whereby we talk to people that make beautiful music, people in the game. And today my guest is the lovely Ndu Shezi. She's just on time. She just joined us for the young interview. Let me just add her quick. So yeah, I'll be having Daisy just to get to know her better. I promise it's not going to be a long one because I know some people don't like long interviews, but I think it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. And if you're new to the platform, there's a platform whereby we talk to people that are in the music space, that are talented, and we just get to understand their journey a bit better, understand where they are from, and ask them those questions that a lot of people out there are dying to know. It can be their fans, it can be people in the industry, and so forth. So this thing is still connecting to Ndu Shezi. I think the issue might be the network. I'm not sure. So Ndu, can you please just add me from your side, please? That will be amazing if you can request to join in, and then I'll just accept you. If you're watching this on YouTube, because I upload these videos on YouTube, and you're wondering what's going on, the interviews are hosted originally on Instagram. So this is why there's a bit of a back and forth. The interviews are hosted on Instagram, and that's how we do this. Okay, let me try this again. Let me try and add Ndu Shezi again and see what happens. Let's see what happens. But yeah, it should be on now. It should be on. It's taking a bit. So yeah, man. As I was saying, the journalistdj.com is a dance culture platform whereby we document house music culture in South Africa. We document house music culture in South Africa, and on this platform, we chat to people in the space. We get to understand them a bit better, and yeah. Hey, Ndu. Okay. Okay, Ndu, please add me again. Please add me again. Please add me again. There was a bit of an issue. Just request to join in the live, and then I'll add you, and then I'll accept rather your request if you can, so that we get the show on the road. I'm not sure what's going on here, but yeah, as you can see, I'm doing this interview in my car. So every now and then I do interviews in the car because sometimes a person is on the move, man. Sometimes a person is on the move. And today I'm broadcasting live from a very special place. I won't tell you where it is, but it's in the hood. It's in the hood. Hello.
There it is. Hey!
I was never.
There we go.
I was never.
Oh no! I think technology was just doing intertumengazo.
But I'm happy to have you. Thank you so much. How are you, Ndu Shezi?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Is Ndu Shezi like your name and your surname, or is that just like the vibe? Because it sounds so dope.
It definitely is my name and surname. The shorter version, the full name is Ndu Mvzzle, but I'm from Durban, so we shorten everything. So it's Ndu Shezi.
Well, it works. It's a very, very catchy name. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, you've been in the music game, correct me if I'm wrong, since around 2005, right?
Professionally since 2007. Yeah, but I've been singing almost all my life.
Wow. and you know, just judging by your profile and you know singing for joy celebration, is it safe to assume that it all started at church?
It all started at home. Home was church for me. Umkhulu wami umfundisi, and uh, yeah, an evangelist. So ekhaya besijwayele ney'nkonzo, and everyone at home sang basically. So it started at home, started at church. Church was home, more or less the same thing. Yeah, ngingasho kanjalo. It did start at church.
So like starting singing at home, and home is church, and you say like you know your family is very church oriented, like the music journey for you was kind of like natural. So my question is, when you started doing it professionally, how did your family react to it? Did they accept it or were they against it?
I think it was okay when I chose to study something in the arts. It wasn't really something that they didn't expect because I'd been singing, like I said, even in school, etc. But my dad, though, for my dad, it was quite a huge thing because my dad is a why is fundiso? So back then, like music or anything in the arts wasn't considered much of a career. It's more like, you know, an extracurricular activity, like, you know, extramural activity rather, sorry. So yeah, it was a bit of a, you know, hard thing, like convinced I was no, this is what I want to study. But my mom was very supportive, and my dad eventually, you know, when things started blossoming, then okay, he got sold into the dream. It's okay, so okay, yeah, you know, so yeah.
And you remember that moment where you know, did they talk to you about it, or was it just like an approval from a side? You remember the time when they were like, okay, Mtanam, we see what you're doing?
My dad in particular, I do remember. My dad, Baba Mwe, Baba Mvzzle, typical. So I definitely remember the time when he came around, and it was like by then I was like deep within my studies. I was probably in third or second year, and a lot had happened by then. Your idols, pop stars. A lot, and you know, he started seeing me Kumanya's paper. I started, and he was like, oh, okay, I see, you know. And when the money also started coming in, I started doing gigs, you know, big gigs. And my dad was like, "Hey, and I think for him, that was when, you know, he recognized it as umsebenzi, you know. So yeah, I definitely remember that time.
And you know, you've been out there in a sense, like putting yourself out there, you know, by being on a lot of TV shows. How has that experience influenced your career?
Sorry, can you please repeat for me?
No, I'm saying that, you know, in terms of your career, you know, coming up, you've been on a lot of like TV programs and stuff. How did that influence your career now?
It definitely shaped it and molded it in a big way. Sure, all my experiences, you're working with different people, being on different productions, whether it was me being in a group or choir, you know, like your pop stars and your clash of the choirs, there was lots to be learned and a lot of experience gained from such productions, because you don't just learn stuff that concerns you like musically, you learn a lot about production itself, you know, that the stuff that you see on TV, it takes a whole army to put stuff like that together, you know, and you see, it's okay, so this is how things work. Everyone is a team player, you know, when it just comes to those kind of big productions. But yeah, every experience, you know, every platform that I've been a part of, even the small choirs, you know, your Durban gospel choirs, a lot of groups, even, you know, vocal groups that I've been a part of, everything has led to where I am today. So I've definitely learned a lot and you know, grabbed a few things here and there, and it has definitely made me into the artist that I am today.
Mm-hmm. I'm a obviously a big house music fan, and obviously I'll be biased and say the work that I enjoy most from you is house music. How did you end up working with Mvzzle?
Oh, okay. I did not know Mvzzle at all. I was introduced to Mvzzle by DJ Zinhle. And it's kind of weird because I've never really recorded a tune with DJ Zinhle or, done anything formally yet with her. But for some reason, she had been hunting me down for a long time, asking for my numbers from people. And can you imagine, like, a whole DJ Zinhle, like, for me? I'm like, what? So she hits me up. And then she tells me, yo, I wanted to work with you on something, but then because of time, basically for that project to come out. So then she was like, okay, let me hook you up with this guy, Mvzzle. We did Umlilo Naye, it's really dope. She linked us up, and then we hit the studio. Yo, I love Mthunzi Namba. He is so talented. He is just a breath of fresh air. And working with him on Uvalo was something else. I still do want to work with him. We are planning on doing another track together because he's just so talented. And I love him, Salim's work. I really, really do.
I enjoyed the music video too. How long did it take you guys to put that together?
The music video one is very interesting, with lockdown and everything that was going on. So what happened was we shot a music video, just before lockdown. I think in lockdown basically on Sunday or something, we shot the video on a Thursday. And it was because basically, my adjustments were already made for lockdown. So we couldn't really have a lot of locations and stuff like that shooting. So we shot behind what's it called? A green screen,
Yeah.
So the video didn't really come out as nice. So then we had to reshoot again, I think around level 3 or level 2 or something like that. But yeah, we had 2 videos for one song. So that's the story behind it. So when they told me we're going to be shooting again, I'm like, how guys, but we have a video already. They're like, no, it didn't work out. So it was quite interesting. But then the video came out eventually, and I really think it was up to standard. It really looked nice. They had everything that they wanted to have. The storyline also. Everything just came together. But yeah, we've been breathing through the wood. It's been kind of hard, adjusting and working according to the lockdown regulations. It's been quite a thing.
Yeah. And also I was pleasantly surprised to also see you collaborate with DJ Merlon. How did that come about?
Oh yeah. Oh well. So I'm from Durban. Merlon, as you know, is also from Durban. I know him through Mthunzi Namba, who was my producer at the time and someone that I worked really close with. And actually, Merlon was the first DJ. No, not the first. Well, the first DJ to release. Yeah, the first DJ that I worked with who eventually released. Because Abanye recorded Nabo, and then stuff doesn't come out. But we understand. It is what it is. So Merlon was one of the first people that I had a single out with that had like radio play and all of that. And also we might be working on something also for this year because he hit me up again last year, told me that he's recording again. So he's also another awesome DJ. I like his vibe and his sound. It's kind of tribal. It's got that African thing, Lendi Tandai, So it was a brilliant experience working with him. It was my first time, and the way we recorded that song was so it was so spontaneous, But again, working with Mthunzi Namba, because we wrote the song together in Nhliziyo. So that was also another, beautiful experience for me.
Oh, that's amazing. So what do you mean when you say you've worked with other DJs and the music hasn't come out? Where's the music?
Well, like you have to understand with some people are signed, some people are, so in terms of projects that they release, everything has to be timed and everything, has to happen a certain way. So sometimes things don't go according to their wishes or, so you have to also bear that in mind that sometimes it doesn't work out really.
And I'm pretty sure, you know, you should get a lot of requests from, you know, the house music community, whereby DJs are like, I want to have you on my song. You know, how do you deal with that? Like, how do you choose who you work with?
You know, that one, it's quite difficult for me because you don't want to come across as somebody who's jelly, or, you know, like, oh, you think you've made it now. Oh my God. So like, we can't get to work with her, you know. But also you have to be smart about, you know, what you do. You don't just want to be releasing. And, you know, I would love with everyone who approaches me. But again, you know, you have to align yourself with the right people, and everything has to be timed. Like, everything must happen at the right time, you know. So I do get a lot of requests, especially from DJs, and it happens in such a way that every time you release something with a DJ, whether it's a feature, you get a whole, it's like, whoa, what did I get myself into, you know? And I always want to keep true to myself and to my sound. You know, I'm not hoping to be a house vocal, you know, so I don't want to confuse my audience in terms of releases and no DJ, as if I'm going to be the next, you know, so-and-so, like the next house vocal. I don't want to confuse anyone. I'm very sure about what I want to do, but at the same time, it grows you as well, you know, working with people who are outside of your genre and outside of your sound, you know. So you just have to, you know, just check the coast and just, you know,
Yeah, you know, also you are very experienced in a sense that, you know, especially when it comes to like live performance. You know, you've done a lot of backing vocals for a lot of artists. So my question now is, you know, learning, what is the most valuable lesson that you've learned? I guess it's more of a technical question in terms of music, by just literally being behind the scene and, you know, observing, you know, through the lens of other people. What has been one of the most valuable lessons?
The biggest lesson for me, even until this day, because I still do backing vocals for certain artists. So the biggest lesson for me is musicianship. You know, it's very important. And I think, like, people tend to undermine the importance of it, but it'll really, really take you far as an artist. You know, the minute you walk into your rehearsal space, the minute you walk into a rehearsal room, to gain that respect from your fellow musicians, and for you not even to place yourself above your band or above your musicians, because a lot of artists tend to do that. You know, they walk into a rehearsal room, and really, like, you know, do you know who I am? You know, that kind of energy. It doesn't really help when you're working as a team, you know, because these people are here to make sure that you sound good, that you sound better. So the minute there's just that level, you're going to, okay, you know, there tends to be problems. So that's what I constantly learn, you know, musicianship, you know, and also just how to, like, just to work as one with your musicians, because you also see that coming out even on stage. When people are there on stage, when that artist is there, you can see with, yo, these people generally gel, you know, like they get each other. So everything that happens in rehearsal is transferred onto the stage. You know, we receive that energy as the audience. Well, I'm counting myself as the audience because sometimes I am in the audience, you know. And also, kuningi, man, like kuningi, you know, I learn a lot from the artists that I work with. They are so diverse in their own way. They're so different from your gospel artists to jazz artists, you know, a lot of them. So I just, you know, like, I'm like a sponge. Like, I just take everything that I see with, okay, wow, so this will help me as well in future. You know, every experience, there's always an opportunity to learn. Yeah.
And you know, your future in terms of music, how is it looking like?
My future in terms of music. This is a very tricky question because I don't want to sound like, okay, blowing my own horn, but it definitely looks bright, in a sense that there's a lot of new music coming out that people can look out for. Particularly this year, I recorded my album late last year. So right now I'm just like doing the final preps for it. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about releasing music because the last time I released something was a couple of years back. It's been a bit of a while. So yeah, and a couple of collaborations as well. I'm really excited about some of the people that I have an opportunity to work with, some that I've been dying to work with, and others that I have been working with, but like we don't really have a record out or something like that. So yeah, it's really, really looking bright. People have a lot to look forward to.
Are you at liberty to talk about your features?
Not yet. Not yet. You know what they say, early announcements, they're very dangerous. So for now, my lips are sealed.
Okay, no, I understand. Yeah. And then the album, how is it sounding though? You know, is it? Did you go a certain route when it comes to like a genre, or is it just mix masala?
Hey, that one is always difficult for true artists because you don't want to box yourself, you know. I always say, as an artist, you are, you know, a creator. So you just want that freedom to be able to create and then let the people label it. Let the people call it whatever that they want to call it, how they receive it. So in terms of genre, I'm not really sure. Along the lines of Afro soul, Afro jazz, Afro something, but definitely a lot of African elements because that's home for me. You know, that's where I feel at home. So a lot of African sounds, African elements. Yeah, in terms of obviously about love, you know, I write a lot about love. I sing a lot about love, and a bit of gospel influence as well, because that's also who I am. I am a child of God, and I am not ashamed of the gospel. So yeah, there's I guess if you follow my journey and if you know me as an artist, just you already know what to expect. I can say that.
Okay, all right. Lastly, is there anything that you just want to put out there for you know about the Ndu Shezi brand that people should know about?
I'll go say I'm on fire sports in having no nothing I can think of at the moment. But if something does come to mind, they will definitely know about it if they follow me on my social media platforms, if they follow me on Instagram, if they follow me on Twitter at Ndu Shezi, if they follow me on Facebook, Ndu Shezi, and they like my page, Ndu Shezi, and if they subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ndu Shezi, where I'll be sharing most of the content that I have, because I also shot some content for my album as well. So it was a live recording. Wow. So I'll be sharing so I'll be sharing the visuals on my YouTube page. So yeah, they know where to find me, where to keep posted.
Okay, and the release date, do you know yet when it's dropping?
No pressure. No pressure. I'm still, you know, in post-production. So I just want to take my time and just have a product that I'm really going to be happy with because once it's out there, there's no taking it back. So I really, really want to just take my time with it and just be satisfied and put out something good.
Ndu Shezi, thank you so much. My only plea to you is that please make more house music, okay?
I'll definitely be doing a couple of house features. That's all I can say.
Okay. No, thank you so much for your time, and yeah, good luck with the project. I can't wait for it to drop, and we'll be supporting you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.